Hey guys, how's it going? This is Sayoxy with Triangle Gaming. Today I'm going to be bringing you another League of Legends guide. This is going to be an ADC guide for our favorite disease-carrying rat, Twitch, the Plague Rat. Now this is going to be a pretty basic guide, so we're going to take a quick look at abilities, masteries, runes, and an item build that I like to use. Also at the end I'm going to go ahead and throw in some gameplay footage. That way we can get a quick look at how he plays. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at his abilities. We'll start off with his passive, Deadly Venom. Twitch's basic attacks infect the target, dealing true damage each second. Now it's pretty self-explanatory. It puts on a damage over time. Now this does stack up to 6 times, and it works in unison with Contaminate, which we will talk about in a minute. Now this is pretty much your bread and butter. Twitch pretty much is built around this. This is pretty much where all of his damage comes from besides his auto attacks. His Q ability, Ambush. Twitch becomes invisible for a short duration. While invisible, Twitch gains movement speed. When leaving invisibility, Twitch gains attack speed for a short duration. Now this is also pretty much self-explanatory. It's a stealth. Now it does take, I believe, 3 seconds to actually fully go into stealth, but it does increase your speed while you're stealth and your attack speed once you come out of it, like it says. So me saying that was pointless, but I said it anyways. This is your main way of how you will initiate as well as escape. Because since it increases your attack speed, it really allows you to get those stacks of Deadly Venom on really quickly. Then we have his W ability, Venom Cask. Twitch hurls a cask of venom that explodes in an area, slowing targets and applying deadly venom to the target. Now this also pretty much works in unison with Ambush and your Deadly Poison stacks. To come out of Ambush, most of the time you will use this, because not only does it slow, but it also puts more stacks on the enemy quicker. Then we have his E ability, Contaminate. Twitch wreaks further havoc on poisoned enemies with a blast of his vile diseases. Now this is pretty much where his burst damage comes from. The more stacks of deadly venom you have on the target, the more damage Contaminate will do. Now it does hit all poisoned enemies, so you can maybe even have 2 enemies fully stacked and head it off and hit them both with good damage, or for some reason if you have time you can even do it to 3. Also this ability does have fairly large range, so you can just keep shooting your enemy if they're trying to run away from you. And then when they get out of your auto attack range, you can go ahead and set this off and do the kill shot or just do a good burst of damage on them. And then we have Twitch's ultimate, Rat-a-tat-tat. Twitch unleashes the full power of his crossbow, shooting bolts over a great distance that pierce all enemies caught in their path. Now when you use this, like it says, it pierces through all enemies. It also has the same range as your Contaminate, so you can have extra range, and it also does fairly good damage. Now for your max order, you're going to go ahead and max out Contaminate first. And then usually you will max out Ambush second, and then Venom Cast third. And then of course max out his ultimate whenever you get the chance. So let's go ahead and take a look at the mastery setup I have. I got 21 points in offense and 9 points in defense. Go ahead and start with the offensive tree. Put 1 point in double-edged sword for a little bit more damage. 4 points in fury for some more attack speed. 1 point in butcher for a little bit more damage to minions, but mainly that's just so you have access to feast. Killing a unit restores 3 health and 1 mana. This will help you in early game, especially with Twitch, because he starts off with such little health. And then 3 points in brute force for some more attack damage. 1 point in martial mastery for some attack damage. 3 points in executioner to do a little bit more damage to low health enemies. 2 points in warlord for some bonus attack damage. 1 point in dangerous game, killing a champion restores 5% missing health and mana. This will help you out in team fights. Hopefully you can burn someone down, get a little bit of health if you've taken some damage. 3 points in devastating strikes for some armor and magic penetration, and then 1 point in havoc for 3% increased damage. And then for the defensive tree, I got 2 points in block for a little bit of damage reduction, 2 points in recovery for a little bit of health regain, 1 point in unyielding for a little bit more damage reduction, 3 points in veteran scars for a little bit of health, and then 1 point in juggernaut for 3% maximum health. Now let me go ahead and show you the room setup I use. For quintessences, I use plus 2.25 attack damage. Another option you can use is the attack speed instead of the attack damage. For marks, I use plus 9.5 attack damage. Another option you can use for this one is armor penetration. And then for seals, I use plus 1 armor. Some people like to use half armor and half of the plus 8 health, but I don't usually do that since I go into the defensive tree and get a little bit more health from there. And then for your glyphs, I go ahead and do plus 1.34 magic resist. If you would rather, you can go ahead and get the scaling magic resist. They are better in the long run. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the item build that I use. For your starting items, I pretty much always take Doran's Blade. Gives you some nice health, some attack damage, and a little bit of life steal. And I take 1 potion and a warding totem. Now on your first recall, you want to make sure that you can at least get Vampiric Scepter, and then after that you'll go ahead and pick up Boots of Speed, and also usually I'll pick up another health potion. Now for your core items, the first item that you're going to finish building is Blade of the Rune King. It gives you nice attack damage as well as some attack speed and some life steal. It also has a nice passive which does 8% of the target's health and bonus physical damage. And then it has a really nice active which deals 10% of the target champion's maximum health as physical damage, heals for the same amount, and steals 25% of the target's movement speed for 3 seconds. So it's a slow built in with the damage, built in with the heal. It's really nice. Then I go ahead and take Berserker's Greaves for some more attack speed. The next item is the Affinity Edge, which gives me plus 80 attack damage as well as 25% crit chance. It also has a nice passive which increases your critical strike damage to 250% instead of 200%. Then there's Guardian Angel, which gives you a little bit of armor as well as some magic resist. But then its passive, upon taking lethal damage, restores 30% of maximum health and mana after 4 seconds of stasis. So hopefully if you do get burned during a team fight, team can protect you enough maybe, that way you can get back up and get back into the fight. But to tell you the truth, most of the time when this goes off, by the time you're back up, the other team is surrounding you and they kill you anyways. So there's that. And then I like to get Last Whisper, which gives you some more attack damage. And then has a nice passive where 35% of your physical damage ignores the target armor. And then there's Phantom Dancer. Gives you a lot of attack speed, a lot of critical strike chance, as well as a little bit of movement speed. It's passive which has its moments, it allows you to run through units. And then depending on the situation, you may want to go ahead and replace Last Whisper or Phantom Dancer with the Bloodthirster. Gives you quite a bit of attack damage, as well as its passive, which gives you quite a bit of life steal. And then its other passive, which your basic attacks can now overheal you. Excess life is stored as a shield that can block 50 to 350 damage based on your level. The shield will decay over time if you haven't dealt or taken any damage. Alright guys, so now I got some gameplay footage set up for y'all, just so y'all can get a look at Twitch in action. Hope you enjoy. Alright guys, so that's going to go ahead and do it for the Twitch guide. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and like, subscribe, and stay tuned to the channel for some more League of Legends guides. If not, thanks for watching, and have a good one.